Hey there to our 1,149 subscribers, our future subscribers, and all the people that secretly watch us without subscribing. First of all, thank you for all the people that have been subscribing. I appreciate the support. Today's video is something I wasn't even sure if I was going to do because although I'm pretty much an open book, there are just some topics that are uncomfortable to talk about. And this is going to be about what's going on with my surgeries. And so if you're not into hearing stuff like that, even though I will try to not make it any, say anything gruesome, if you're not into hearing about the details of what led up to the surgeries and what surgeries I'm having, go ahead and click off this video. But for those that do want the information, or people that stumbled upon this just because maybe they're having the same or similar surgeries, thank you for staying. This is very awkward for me, but maybe the information can help somebody at some point. So basically, I'm going in for surgery tomorrow morning. I've been told I probably won't be able to sit at my computer for up to a couple months. So they said 2 to 6 weeks before they give me permission to really just sit up at the computer for long enough to actually do much of anything. So if nothing goes wrong, and the thing with medical issues and a lot of things in life, it's unpredictable. And although everybody hopes for a perfect outcome and hopes that everything will go smoothly, anything is possible. And I'm not going to make plans either way. The best I could do was make you guys a whole bunch of videos. So I've tried to make enough videos to keep you entertained for the next 2 months. And yes, most of it is 2 types of videos. Hopefully a couple of religious conspiracy theory videos, but we'll see what YouTube does with those. Anyway, so maybe what I'll do first is, do I explain what the surgeries are or what led up to them? Maybe I'll start with explaining. I made little index cards with all the information as far as things that cause each of the conditions. Okay. First of all, rectal cell, and I will explain these later, but rectal cell can be caused by pregnancy and delivery, chronic constipation, persistent coughing, heavy lifting, obesity, aging, menopause, prior surgeries, genetics, or physical trauma. And then a cystal cell can be caused by all those things, plus having large babies, forceps deliveries, or connective tissue disorders. And keep in mind, this is just the information I could find on the internet. So there may be other causes that I don't know about. The prolapsed bladder, and they all do have some similar causes, but prolapsed bladder can be caused by vaginal delivery, multiple births, menopause, aging, chronic constipation, persistent cough, heavy lifting, obesity, hysterectomy, genetics, and physical trauma. And where was I? Oh yeah, prolapsed cervix can be caused by vaginal delivery, large babies, difficult traumatic labor, multiple pregnancies, older age at first birth, aging, menopause, obesity, chronic constipation, persistent cough, heavy lifting, previous pelvic surgery, genetics, and physical trauma. And as far as the fifth thing, having my uterus removed, there's nothing wrong with it. It's healthy, but based on everything else that's going on, I just figured that was the best thing for me. And that was a very hard decision for me to make. It's something I thought I was never going to do. But it's just feels like it's necessary at this point. And so let me take you back to the order in which I have figured out what was going on. The first thing I noticed was the rectal cell. And the thing is, I noticed this years ago, and I didn't say anything because I thought it was normal. But basically, I have this thing, or used to, can't do it anymore, but I had this thing where I would, when I'd take a shower, I'd check my cervix, check the condition of it, make sure there's no changes. I would feel and see if there's any changes. And the one thing I did notice wasn't the actual cervix, but there was something that started making it harder to access the cervix. And I didn't realize it was an issue until one day after using the restroom. Just went to wipe, and I could feel it pushing that, like it was that far out. And I was like, okay, something is seriously wrong. And I talked to the doctor about it, and they told me I had a rectal cell, which, from my understanding, basically, so the inside, and I'm sorry if it's too descriptive for you. If it is, please click off. But the inside of the vagina has these walls. There's the front wall and the back wall. I mean, it technically goes all around, but basically what happens is the wall is made up of muscle covered by tissue. And from my understanding, the muscle itself tore, and the tissue is still in place, but the muscle tore. And so it allowed, it made it where the other stuff can move, like the other organs can move around, which also apparently happened on the other side, on the front, which is the cystocele. And I didn't even know that until they examined me, and they said, yeah, it's happening there too. And so there's basically, from my understanding, there's 2 tears. So the surgeon's going to have to open it up, reattach the muscles back together, and then stitch it back closed. So those are the first 2 surgeries that need to be done. The next thing I noticed was, when did I notice it? I would say about 2023, the beginning of 2023, I think. I had noticed that, okay, maybe I shouldn't mention what shots I had. Okay, so I had an immunization back in, I believe it was 2021 or maybe 2022. But from my understanding, well, first of all, when I had that immunization, my cycles went just all screwy. And so where they were consistent forever, my whole life, they've been consistent. They just changed the consistency after a while. So all of a sudden they seem to have stopped. And I was like, oh, am I going through menopause? Because I'm not having any other symptoms. And all the blood work showed, and the blood work and the ultrasounds and everything showed that I was not in menopause. But they noticed something, and so they went and looked. And basically, and something else I had noticed when like I said, I used to examine my cervix, I felt something different. And so they checked, and I had a tumor blocking the opening of the cervix, which was preventing the blood from coming out. And so I thought that my periods had stopped, when in reality I was still having them, and I was still having all the cramping and everything else, but the blood couldn't come out because there was a tumor blocking the opening. And unfortunately, I put off getting help, sort of put it off. I mean, I had a couple of referrals to different places, and then when they contacted me to set up an appointment, they're like, oh, we don't do that. And I was like, well, what's the point of referring me there if they don't do it? And so I just kind of gave up for a while. And then finally I went and requested a referral again. They referred me to somebody that would actually do it. And so I had the tumor removed. And from my understanding, the tumor could have been caused by multiple different things going on, including the shot I had and medication I was on and other things that were happening to me. So anyway, they removed the tumor, And I would say within a month, I could feel something was blocking the opening again. And so I went back thinking the tumor came back, and just so you know, it wasn't cancerous. But when I went back, they looked, and basically my body has this thing where if something gets removed, it wants to regrow a new one. And so it wasn't a tumor that came back this time. It was just scar tissue in the same shape as what they removed. Almost the same size, almost the same shape. And so now it's blocking the cervix again. And I'm still having cycles, even though I'm 51. I am still having cycles. I just have no visual proof of it, but I can definitely feel it. And it's causing a lot of pain. And the thing is, this honestly started clear back when I was 16, because after I had my first daughter, I got treated for cervical cancer. And it was horrible. And it's just been one scare after another. And I was like, okay, well, I guess it needs to be removed. And the whole cervix. And then I was like, well, I might as well have the uterus removed too, because I don't, it just made sense. If you're going to remove the cervix, the uterus might as well go, because then it has no purpose. I did ask them to leave the ovaries in, so because those actually do produce hormones and stuff, and so they do have an important effect on your life. And so anyway, so they're fixing the 2 walls, they're removing the cervix, they're removing the uterus. Oh, and they got to put the bladder back where it goes, because in the process of all this, the bladder fell down, and so now it's hard to use the restroom because it's kind of in a position where not everything comes out of it, and so that's causing pain as well. And honestly, I have so many symptoms that I'm just hoping go away. I should have brought the list in here, because I did write down a list of things that I'm hoping go away. Maybe when I do an update video someday, I will, maybe when I do the update after recovery, I can tell you if the symptoms went away or not, and I could do that then. But basically, the main things are, it's getting to the point where it hurts to stand up for even 5 minutes. It hurts to stand or to sit down for 5 minutes. Like, this is so uncomfortable sitting here in front of the computer. But I'm doing it because I want you guys to understand what is going on, and the fact that it is actually normal. Because even if I hadn't gone through some of the things I have, I aged. So even if none of that happened, this could have still been going on, or maybe not to this extent, but part of it still would probably be going on. And like I said, the biggest issue is the pain, and the pain radiates. So it's not just in one area, it's just everywhere. And it's like right now, I'm preparing for surgery tomorrow. I haven't been able to take anything for pain for a while, and I'm feeling it everywhere. The headaches have gotten really bad, and basically I just feel like I fell down a flight of stairs. And I hurt everywhere, and I don't know how much of it is from this and how much of it's just generalized, how much is from stress, how much is, I guess the fight or flight mode kicks in when you start experiencing a lot of pain, and that alone causes more pain and more problems. And I'm just really hoping that once I recover from the surgery, that things will start to get better, and I'll be able to walk to the post office again, and be able to walk around the stores without feeling like I have to collapse, So anyway, yeah, there's a lot going on. As far as preparing for surgery, that has been a lot. I had so many biopsies. Before having the surgeries, they have to do all these biopsies of the cervix and the uterus. The uterus one is just horrible. For anybody that has had the pap smears, they don't seem so bad anymore. One of the biopsies that they had to do was supposed to be 1. It ended up 3 because what happened was they have to go inside the uterus and suction out the lining. And they were having trouble doing it, and they had to do it 3 times. And if it wasn't for the fact that I desperately want this over with, I probably would have told them to stop. And it just, if you count all the samples they took and everything, just in 1 month it was like 11 biopsies, and all in I think 3 appointments. So the number 11 isn't that bad. The only thing that was really bad, really, really bad, was the uterus part of it. But when you're dealing with so much pain all the time, getting through that time of them doing that is worth the effort, I hope. And anything can happen in surgery. It could be perfect and wonderful, and I could get out of it and heal fast, or there could be complications. Anything can happen. The surgery is expected to take approximately 3 hours if everything goes perfect. And so I've been telling people 3 to 4 hours because, give or take a little issue here and there. But as far as preparing for surgery, other than the biopsies and all the appointments and, everything, all the blood work and all that stuff, preparing my apartment has been something else. Trying to make sure everything's set up so it's convenient, because I'm not going to be doing any stretching. I'm not going to be doing any lifting of anything really, or pushing or pulling, or so I have to make sure everything is convenient. I set up my dining room table with the majority of the foods that I'm going to eat, except for what's refrigerated, and then that stuff I'm trying to keep higher up in the refrigerator so that I don't have to bend to get anything. And then trying to make sure everything's clean and sanitized and everything before I go. Today is the final day, so today is a day of drinking smoothies and water all day. No food other than the smoothies. Making sure they're blended up really good, since they want me to have a diet that's, I think they refer to it as mostly liquid. So smoothies and soups and stuff, but I'm saving the soups for after surgery, so I have something easy and convenient to eat when I'm not able to stand there and fix anything. They say that I will be able to stand up and sit down for half an hour at a time, but I can't sit straight up like I'm sitting now. It's got to be lounged. So I did get an outdoor recliner kind of thing with a thick pad on it, in case I don't want to lay all the way down in my bed and I want to just have a little bit of lift, that way if I want to read something, I don't have to be laying flat on my back to read it. I'm sure I don't have to lay flat on my back, but that's probably what's best for surgery, or for recovery, or have something under my knees anyway, not completely flat. What else? Oh yeah, today I get to shower at 4 o'clock and at midnight and scrub myself half to death. And then it's basically decontaminating whatever, so that you don't take any germs or bacteria into the surgery room, and so you don't get infections when they operate. You're supposed to use special soap that they provide, but I'm allergic to it, so I was told to get antibacterial dial soap, so I did that yesterday. And I haven't really looked at the full instructions on the scrubbing. I will look at that around 3:30, so I could do it around 4, and then I could, I could do it at midnight, because my driver's coming to get me around 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I guess I will take a nap in the car on the way there, because it's going to be 150 miles away. The surgeon says she'll send me home the next day. I'm skeptical. I've been watching videos and stuff online, and that seems very unrealistic, but we'll see what happens. I guess my insurance doesn't like paying for more than 24 hours unless something goes wrong, and I don't want anything to go wrong. So we're just hoping that things go right and that I am able to come home and somebody can help me up the stairs and help me get the medical boot off, because I've been wearing that for, I don't know, 8.5 weeks now. I do walk around a little bit in my apartment without it, some if I walk carefully, but the reality is that my ankle is still weak and swollen, which is insane to me. I don't know why it's not healing. I can address that after I heal from the surgeries. In the meantime, I'll just have to wear the boot. I have to have it to get up and down the stairs anyway, so at least my hand's doing better. The wrist and the thumb, pretty sure the problem was triggered by a combination of my hand got jammed a couple of times, and new medication, and the fact that I've just got immune disorders that affect the tendons and stuff and ligaments. But like right now, if I run my hand across it, it's still sore. And I had a brace on that for like 4 months, and I took it off like 2 weeks before I fell and hurt my foot. So it's been a year. A year teaching me patience, and it's still going. Anyway, I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. I just wanted to explain what was going on to the best of my ability, and hopefully you enjoy the videos that are coming up. I recorded a Grimm's Fairy Tale for every Wednesday in August and September, and into the beginning of October. And then also I'm starting a new series that started yesterday. It's state foods, and I recorded one for every Monday up through the same time period, the first week in October. There's a religious conspiracy theory for August and one in September if YouTube does not take them down. And then hopefully in October I will be up to doing some recording, because I've got a list of topics that people want me to research, and I won't be able to do that lying down in bed, because my research tends to get a little intense. But who knows, maybe I will have AI help me study about 1 or 2 of the topics in the meantime. At least that way I'll have an idea of what I'm talking about when I get to start doing the research. But anyway, I think that's it for now. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for being there and watching my videos and subscribing. I do appreciate all of you. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share if you haven't already subscribed. Yes, please do that. Because I think it's I know a lot of people go, 60% of my viewers are not subscribed. No, I'd say about 90% of mine are not subscribed last time I checked. So that's crazy. But I still appreciate all of you, whether you're subscribed or not. If you're not, please do. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, share, and get your friends to do the same thing. And I will be back as soon as I can. Maybe even I might do some updates from my phone from bed, depending on how I'm feeling. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.